The Israel-Hamas war began about 5 weeks ago and it's already claimed thousands of lives. The United Nations also estimates that more than 70% of the Gaza Strip's population has been displaced and more than 200,000 Israelis have been forced to move. So what is it like running a business in Tel Aviv, the tech capital of Israel right now, with regular rocket attacks and air sirens? I caught up with Dotz Nano Chief Executive Sharon Malka earlier this week to get his views on the conflict.
I think that in the major of the country, there is no impact. It's mainly in the north and in the south. And as a company, we do have in place a business continuity plan. We do have procedures in place in order to enable us to operate routinely, even if we have such a situation. This is why we have no impact from this situation today.
Where is the head office?
It's about 20 minutes north of Tel Aviv.
Okay.
So it's in the middle of the country.
So how many employees do you have?
15 employees.
And have there been any disruptions over the past few weeks with their work at all? Or?
No, luckily everyone is safe, the family is safe, and no one calls for duty. We are all the team, so no one calls for duty, so no impact. Thanks.
And does everyone work from home, or do you work from the office regularly? Or?
No, pretty regularly. The majority of them come to the office. We do have an enabling remote working from home, but the majority is in the office because we do have an R&D lab. So the R&D lab has to come to the office to work in the R&D.
So no disruptions at all?
No disruption at all.
So how confident are you keeping your office there near Tel Aviv? Is that fine?
Yeah, from our end, we get to normality and to routine very quickly by the time that, our kids are fighting down in the south.
What about the morale of the general people in Israel?
So this is a different situation, and it's new for us since October 7. Mm-hmm. So all of us in Israel are still bleeding, and the heart is broken, and the thoughts and prayers with the families that lost their families. But with that, we are always looking forward, and we are always being better, stronger, and after every war, every battle that we have, and I believe that we will weather this storm again and become better than that.
Yeah, I mean, do you personally know anyone in the Defence Forces right now?
2 children, it's enough to know.
Really? Yeah.
I have 2 children that are called for duty as a reserve, and for the last 40 days, not at home.
How often do you get to be in touch with them, speak to them?
I speak with them via telephone every day, but I saw the first one only after 4 weeks for 24 hours, and then I get back. Yeah,
so you're obviously on the other side of the world now, a long way away from everything in Israel. Why are you in Australia?
Yeah, so it's a kind of a pause from our life.
Yeah.
And then you see that there are lives out there.
Yeah.
So it's good. But my main goal is to visit Australia because I'm leading an Australian company. Dotz is an Australian company, an Australian tech company with R&D based in Israel. And the main goal of my journey is to launch Dotz again in Australia, to meet with investors, to meet with brokers, to meet with the media and tell our story.
Yeah, how many roughly Israeli tech companies are listed in Australia on the local market?
I think that currently there are about 10 to 12 tech companies that are traded on the ASX.
What's so attractive about Australia as a place to raise capital?
So I think it's more a kind of a trend that was back in 2016 when we were listed in Australia. I think in the same year, 2016, about 15 companies were traded in Australia. The ASX tried to chase some tech company and wanted them to get into the Australian Stock Exchange and provide us with some incentives to get here. This is the main reason to do so.
Well, Sharon, Malka, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for hosting me.